my peers would say I'm the one that formats the disk, and then they do all the cool stuff on top of it. I've been really doing infrastructure since OpenVMS and kind of NT 3.1, and I'm really lucky because the content I had submitted for the track was phenomenal. We had some top people throughout the world, sessions about on-premises, in the cloud, a bit of both with the hybrid. And I would really encourage you to, yes, you're here for a certain technology. You have a certain goal, there's something you're interested in, and there's phenomenal content for people to actually do this in real organizations to help you get those best practices, those tips. But challenge yourself a little bit as well. Yeah, attend the things you like, the ones you're confident you know you want to get better at, but pick at least a few sessions about stuff maybe you're not so comfortable with, maybe something that's a bit outside your normal realm, and challenge yourself, take that content, and really try some new things. You have phenomenal speakers who can really help convey that information. This is a fantastic opportunity to do that little bit of extra pushing, to try those new things. And I would say just most of all, have fun.
Yeah. And just to iterate on what he's talking about, I think that's a wonderful point. Obviously,
to reiterate what John said and what Rod said, do what you need to add value to what your company is sending you here for, but take a look around. I can speak from experience. For 16 years, I was just a standard hardcore DBA, and I changed jobs, and now I'm responsible for not only being a DBA, but also doing development and managing my own SAN. And it's because of coming to events like this where you've got the opportunity to see what others are doing within the same department, but in different teams, that might not add value now, but it's definitely going to add value later. So take a look around, look for things that maybe you've been curious about, and jump in with both feet, because you never know what opportunities are going to present themselves in the months or years to come. So thank you. Get all you can out of this week. You'll have the weekend to go ahead and relax and chill out back at home. Thank you.
Everybody else is doing it at the same time, because we have infrastructure on premises, we have cloud stuff, we have dev stuff. Everything's spanning across everything within Office 365. So from a technical perspective, most of the speakers, if not all of them, I know personally, and I also know that they're going to bring real world experience to the table. So my kind of tip for you is ask the question. Ask the questions that you might feel stupid about asking, but trust me, most of the speakers will have heard those questions before for you, and if they don't know, then they can ask somebody else, another speaker, or somebody else here in this room might know the same answer. So it's about learning together. It's going to show you a bunch of PowerPoints and show you a bunch of demos. You need to be able to leave knowing that you got the answer to what you wanted. And that for me is the biggest tip that I could give you. Having spoken at lots of conferences and been in lots of sessions, I get more when I participate in that process. Don't just sit there listening. Participate. When they say, if you got any questions, put your hand up and ask whatever it is, even if you think you're going to be stupid. Trust me, having spoken at Ignite every single time, if you've heard the questions that get asked at Ignite, there's no stupid questions. I can tell you that.
Let's book a follow-up from that. I'm Amy Casto. I'm the chair for Enterprise Management, Mobility, and Security. A lot of words to say for a really amazing track. Super excited that everyone's here. We have a ton of great sessions on just that, on using Config Manager for doing cloud things. As you see as an IT pro, everything's moving to the cloud, so we definitely have a lot of sessions that are covering that as well. My challenge for you is to ask those questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Keep digging deeper, keep pushing harder. Keep in touch with us after the conference as well. Follow us on Twitter, follow as well. If you really just want to stay in touch, this isn't where your learning ends, this is where it just begins, especially if you're brand new to this conference or if you've never been to any conference at all. Just drink from our fire hose, and then when you're done here, go to the other tracks and see what's there. Everything really ties in well, really together, so I think you're going to have a great week. If you need anything, let us know.
CEO of Kasten, also Microsoft MVP. I'm with the development and DevOps track. I'm going to tell you something that I probably never told anyone this. So about 7 years ago, I was very excited because there was a guy who came back. It's like, look, I've been to all these conferences, but there's one conference that's Dev Connections. And they actually teach you the right thing, and they actually are very independent. They don't tell you anything that you hear out there. It's not about blogs, it's not about marketing, it's about nothing else. And I was an attendee, just so you know. Let me tell you what happened. I spoke there for 1 year. They saw the value in me. They made me a dev track chair since then. What I'm trying to say is the most important thing here is you people in this room. And it's really not us. We're only here to help you out, to get better in what you do. And if I'm a story coming from here, there is no difference between me and you. So when we work that entire year, what are we looking at? When I look at my track, I look at things that you can't find online. Today we discussed so many things in the workshop that you can't find online easily. A lot of disinformation that you get out there, most of what you see out there actually is disinformation. Quite interestingly, we try to filter that out. And that's the value we try to bring in here. One of the other things I want to talk about, which is the most important thing in this conference, is networking. And it's not just, hey, because you are here. Jonas Granuland, he came to this conference for the last 2 years. He's not here right now. He will be presenting with me at Build Microsoft conference next year. And the reason is because he was one of those guys who would always be like, hey boss, I know I don't have an answer to this question, but I know a guy who does. And he's from Norway. Allison and I spent some time in Norway this year, and we went to see him. He's not here this year. Yeah, Joshua Garrison, is he here? I don't know if he's here right now, right here. He came to the conference, he couldn't make it last year, but this year we're going to Alcatraz together. It is not just networking, it's way beyond the conference, it stays with us. Let me tell you one more tip. Now here's the thing, if you really want to be a billionaire, do not come to Dev Connections. Go to school and drop out in the last semester, because that's all the billionaires do. But if you really want to be a millionaire, this is the place. Not kidding. Thank you.
Thanks, Chandler.